Hello and welcome. I am a hotel AI expert with extensive experience in modern hospitality operations and performance support. I am pleased to welcome all of you, the students of Europe Hotel School, to your online learning journey. We're really looking forward to supporting your professional growth in this amazing industry. Now, this program is designed specifically for hospitality students and professionals like you who are seeking practical knowledge, stuff that's really aligned with real-world hotel operations. This isn't just theory. It's about giving you the strategic edge you'll need from day one. So here's our game plan. First, we're going to reframe how you think about pricing, looking at it as a core strategy. Then, we'll dive deep into something called rate integrity. It's crucial. After that, we'll get practical and talk about tailoring your B2B approach. And finally, we'll wrap up with the art of communication, which is all about building those lasting partnerships. Ready? Let's get started. All right, first up, pricing as a strategy. I really want you to move past the idea that pricing is just about a number on a spreadsheet. It's so much more than that. It's about how you define your hotel's place in the market. Think about the difference here for a second. Leisure pricing can feel like a roller coaster, right? It fluctuates like crazy based on weekends, holidays, and any sudden demand. But B2B pricing, that's a completely different world. It's a high-stakes negotiation. You're trying to perform this delicate dance between being competitive, staying profitable, and most importantly, building a relationship that's going to last for years. So, always remember this. Every single price you quote sends a message. It's a direct communication about your hotel's value. When you get it right, you're not just hitting your revenue targets, you're actually building the trust that makes clients want to come back to you again and again. Okay, let's move on to our second pillar, which really builds on that idea of trust. We're going to talk about rate integrity. And I would argue this is the single most important concept you need to master for B2B pricing. It is the absolute bedrock of trust. So let me just ask you this. When you're sitting across the table from a major corporate client, what is the real foundation of their trust in you and your hotel? Well, it really boils down to three things: consistency, fairness, and predictability. And this is exactly where rate integrity becomes so critical. It's all about making sure your pricing is consistent, it's logical, and it aligns with your market position and follows clear internal guidelines. Now, this doesn't mean you can't be flexible, of course not. It just means that when you are flexible, it's strategic, not just random. And here's why that matters so much. If a client sees rates that just don't make sense, rates that are inconsistent or illogical, their confidence in you completely disappears. And from that point on, every future negotiation becomes a battle because you've broken that fundamental layer of trust. This brings us perfectly into our third section. If rate integrity is the foundation, then tailoring your approach is how you build your strategy on top of it because, different B2B clients have completely different needs. Just take a look at this. A corporate client, their main goal is predictability. They need stable, negotiated rates they can count on. A group, on the other hand, is all about maximizing your total revenue. You're looking at their ancillary spend, things like food, drinks, and meeting space. And then for long-stay guests, your goal is to secure occupancy while finding ways to reduce operational costs. It's clear there's no one-size-fits-all solution here. And just so you know, this isn't just some abstract theory. These are the exact principles being taught in the top hospitality programs in the world, including right here at Europe Hotel School London. This is really how the pros do it. Okay, on to our final section. You can have the most perfect strategy and the most logical rates in the world, but it means absolutely nothing if you can't communicate it effectively. This is where the human element becomes your greatest asset. This quote right here is a real game changer. You need to stop just defending a price and start explaining the value and the rationale behind it. Because when your clients understand the why, the entire conversation shifts. It goes from being a battle over a number to a discussion about a partnership. So here's your playbook. It's 3 simple steps. First, always explain the value. Second, be fully transparent about why the rate is what it is. And third, and this is key, always position yourself as their partner. You're not just selling them a room, you are offering them a solution to their business needs. When you master this approach, the results are incredible. You build long-term credibility, you strengthen that client trust we've been talking about, you'll find you have far less conflict in future negotiations, and ultimately, you create sustainable business, the kind of business that is the foundation of any successful hotel. So if there's one thing you take away today, it's this. A strong, well-communicated pricing strategy isn't just about protecting your bottom line. It's just as much about protecting and nurturing your most valuable asset, which is, of course, your client relationships. And that brings us to the final and perhaps the most important question of all. Your strategy is set, your rates are sound, the data has done its job. So now it's up to you. How will you build a relationship that turns a simple transaction into a true, lasting partnership? That, my friends, is the art of hospitality.